Hi, I'm Rupinder from Enterprise DB. Welcome to Enterprise DB's on-demand trainings. This is a preview of PostgresSQL installation from Intro to PostgresSQL training. In this preview for PostgresSQL installation, we will start with operating system user and permissions required for installation, talk about the Postgres user account, what are different installation options for installing PostgresSQL. Later on, we'll talk about one-click installer of Enterprise DB, then learn how to install PostgresSQL using one-click installer provided by Enterprise DB. And finally, we will finish with Postgres Plus Solution Pack. Let's start. Operating system users and permissions. PostgresSQL runs as a daemon on Linux or Unix machines and as a service on Windows. All the PostgresSQL processes and data files must be owned by a user on the operating system. The OS user is completely unrelated with the database user accounts. If you are new to databases, in PostgresSQL we can have database users who can connect and execute queries on the database, and we can have operating system users who can log in onto the operating system. It is not necessary that you need to log in on the OS to connect to the database. A user can send a request on a port 5432 to connect to the PostgresSQL, and he does not need an operating system user for connection. He needs a database user account for that connection. So the database user accounts which are inside the cluster are completely unrelated with the operating system user accounts which on the operating system where you have installed PostgresSQL. But we have to have one user, which is a normal OS user, to be the owner of all the services, all the PostgresSQL processes, as well as data files related with the PostgresSQL, including tablespace files, to be the owner of everything. We need an OS user for that. For that reason, when you install PostgresSQL using one-click installer provided by Enterprise DB, it will automatically create a locked Postgres user on Linux machines or Mac machines. Windows does not have locked users, so a password is required when you do the installation, but it will also add a Postgres operating system user on Windows. So in both cases, Linux, Mac or Windows, an operating system user Postgres is automatically created by one-click installer if it is not present. If it is already there, then that user will be automatically used. But again, a root or an administrative account on Windows cannot be the owner of the data files, processes, or any other services related with the PostgresSQL. The Postgres user account. As I said in the previous slide, that when you install PostgresSQL using one-click installer, a locked Postgres user on Linux and a normal Postgres user on Windows machine will be created automatically. So before proceeding for the installation, it is always advised, and it's always a good tip to install to have a PostgresSQL running in separate user account. So we always recommend that you create a user account for installing and managing Postgres. This name can be Postgres, and it is used throughout this training also. You can use user add or add user command on Unix systems to add a user. So this will be the user that you're creating, who will be the owner of the cluster data directory, who will be the owner of the installation also if you want. Normally the installation is owned by the root user, because when you're installing you need root access on the server, and the data directory is owned by the normal user, and also the processes, services will be owned by that particular normal user. So it is advised that you run PostgresSQL in a separate account and you create a user before you actually run the PostgresSQL installer. Installation options. There are different installation options available for installing PostgresSQL. The most easiest and the convenient way is to download one-click installer from enterprisedb.com website and use that installer for installing PostgresSQL. There are always latest installers available, and you don't have to wait for the binaries to be available on the website after the release of the PostgresSQL. So whenever a new release of Postgres will come, the Enterprise DB website will be right away updated with the new release, and you can download one-click installer and install install PostgreSQL very easily using wizard. The other ways to install it is using the operating system packages. So depending on the OS that you are using, you can download the RPMs, or you can use Yum, you can use Debian Ubuntu deb packages, you can also download FreeBSD port, you can use Solaris packages, you can download the OS system packages that the operating system that you're using. You can download your OS specific packages from PostgreSQL.org website, and you can use those packages also. The third and I can say the easiest way to install PostgreSQL is using source code when there is no option for one-click installer available, because one-click installer and OS packages are not available for wide range of operating systems. They are only available for the most frequently used operating systems like Linux, Windows, and Mac. But when it comes to a particular OS for which there is no package, or for which there is no one-click installer available, you can always use source code. For downloading source code, go to PostgreSQL.org website and download the source code from there. You will need GCC compiler for this, and also libpq installed on that machine. So once you have these two packages there, you can download source code, compile them, and install them using the configure, make, and make install commands. So these are different ways of installing PostgreSQL on your machines. One-click installation. One-click installer is the most easiest and convenient way to install PostgreSQL on your operating system. It is available for Linux, Windows, and Mac operating system, and can be downloaded easy without registration from enterprisedb.com website. Inside this one-click installer, pgadmin 3 is also packaged, so you don't have to install pgadmin 3 separately. I have seen people struggling installing pgadmin 3 on their operating systems using source code of pgadmin 3. So it is always advised that you use one-click installer, because pgadmin 3 will be embedded in there and it will be very easy for you to install it. And also, when it comes to developer machines, they want a GUI tool, a wizard tool to install a GUI on their machine. So pgadmin 3 is only packaged inside one-click installer provided by EnterpriseDB. It is designed to make the installation of PostgreSQL quick and easy. It is packaged and maintained by EnterpriseDB for PostgreSQL community, and you can always download it from EnterpriseDB website without registering. So let's go and click on let's go and open the website and download the installer that we will be using later on for the installation of PostgreSQL. Once you have downloaded the binaries and you have added the execute privilege to the binaries to the one-click installer, you can run that binary using / command, or just by double-clicking on that if you have the X window. If you don't have the X window, it will automatically take you into the text mode, or you can also give an option -- mode text if you want a text-based installation. Now when you have a wizard, the wizard will come up, and as you can see on this screen, there will be a welcome message that will say welcome to the PostgreSQL setup wizard. So click next on this step. After clicking next on the wizard will ask you where you want to install PostgreSQL. So the installation directory location has to be specified here. As you can see on the screen in this slide, I have ran this wizard on Windows machine, and it is showing me a default location on the Windows, that is c:\program files /PostgreSQL/9.3. So this is in case of Windows, and in the demo I will be showing you the installation on Linux, and that way at that time I will tell you what is the default location for Linux systems. After choosing the installation directory location, you can click next, and the next step will be the location for the data directory. I have discussed this earlier, that when you install PostgreSQL using one-click installer, the installer by default creates a database cluster, and here it will ask you the location, the physical location of the data directory for the default database cluster. So specify the location, and by default on Windows machine the default location is c:\program files /PostgreSQL/9.3/data. This is the default location. So choose the location and click Next. At this step, provide the password for database super user and the installation user who will own all the processes and the data file on the operating system. At this time, both the password must be same. These passwords can be changed later on after the installation also. It is always advised that you already have created a Postgres user on Linux machine before you run the visit on Linux machines. So read the instructions that are given in the snapshot and provide the password and click Next. Now the wizard will ask for a port number on which you want to run the default cluster. The default port 5432 will be already there. If you want to run it on the default port, you can keep that port. Keep in mind that you can change this port later on also. We will learn how to change that in this module also. So you can always change it later and you can keep the default 5432. You can also specify the locale that you want to use for your cluster. The default locale will be the operating system locale, but if you want to use a different locale, you can specify that and then click Next. There will be a final wizard that will ask that are you ready to install, and then you have to click Next and the installer will start installing PostgreSQL. As you can see in this snapshot, currently the PostgreSQL is being installed inside my Windows machine. Once your installation is done, you will see that the PostgreSQL is running on the specified port, or by default 5432, and you will also see a PostgreSQL menu inside your menu bar, inside the start bar on Windows machine, and inside the application menu in Linux. This will be for the default database cluster. Now I'm going to show you the installation of PostgreSQL 9.3 using one-click installer on my Linux machine. As you know that I have already downloaded PostgreSQL 9.3 from Enterprise DB website, and I have also added the execute privilege to the binaries that I have downloaded. I'm going to run those binaries by using /PostgreSQL 9.3. You can also double click on these binaries to run, because I have already added execute privilege, so you can simply double click and the wizard will open, or you can simply press enter on the command that you're executing. The wizard will appear here. That will be the welcome message, same as in case of Windows. So I'm going to click Next here. After that, it is asking me for the installation directory. On Windows, the installation directory was located in the program files, but on Linux machine, it is by default located inside /opt/postgresql/9.3. Click Next. Now the data directory location, as you know that one-click installer will create a default data cluster, and the data directory for the default cluster is by default located inside opt postgresql 9.3/data. I'm going to keep the default location. Click Next. Now provide the password for the operating system user Postgres. If you haven't created that user before running these binaries, you can always open another terminal and simply add that user over here. So make sure that you have Postgres user. That way it will be easier for you to later on manage and run PostgreSQL from a particular user profile. So I'm going to say here user add Postgres if I haven't done that, and I can also provide a password. Let us take Postgres. In my case, the Postgres user is already there, so I'm just going to use that. I will give a password for this user, and this will be the operating system user as well as the database super user password for Postgres. Click Next. The default port is 5432. If you want to run your default data cluster on different port, you can change that port here. I'm just going to keep the default. Click Next. The locale, you can choose the locale that you want. I'm just going to keep the default here also. Click Next. And now the setup is finally asking me that it is ready to install, and click Next and the installation will begin. So as you can see that the installation is currently going on. It is unpacking the entire binary, and then it create a database cluster for me. It will install pgadmin3 also, create the menu and everything for me. Looks like my installer is finished. I'm just going to uncheck the Stack Builder option right now. I will run it later on. I will just uncheck it right now and say finish. So my installation is done. Once the installation is finished, you can go to the application menu and you will see PostgreSQL 9.3 menu there. This menu is quite useful if you want to run pgadmin 3, PSQL, reload the config file, or even the application stack builder. If you want to run it from there, you can run it. So this way my PostgreSQL 9.3 is installed, and after the installation, if I run here ps-ef, grep Postgres, you will see that the PostgreSQL is running, the process is running. This is the data directory that I specified, and the postmaster is running, logger, checkpoint, and all other processes are running. That means I got a cluster up and running after the installation. The data directory for the cluster is /opt/postgresql/9.3/data. So this is how you can install PostgreSQL. Postgres plus Solution Pack. Stack Builder Plus is a tool that gets installed automatically when you install PostgreSQL using one-click installer. Stack Builder Plus is built and maintained by Enterprise DB. Now when it comes to installing third-party tools on top of your existing PostgreSQL, you have to always go to different websites and download the binaries. Sometimes you have to download the sources, compile those sources, and then install them on your operating systems. Sometimes it's very tough task to actually get the binaries for your operating systems, and sometimes you can't even find anything for your OS. And it's quite tough that where you should ask for the binaries or the help that you needed when you are installing a particular tool, a particular third-party tool using the sources. So what Enterprise DB has done is they have given Stack Builder to the community. The Stack Builder is kind of a tool which can be used to download and install third-party modules, third-party tools from Enterprise DB website. So these are third-party tools not developed by Enterprise DB alone. They might be developed by different companies like Saloni Application, PGPool too. They might be from different sources, but Enterprise DB has downloaded and gathered them at one place for different operating systems. And Stack Builder is an option that you can use to access that particular repository. So when you run Stack Builder, it will ask you for the cluster for which you want to download the third-party tool, and it will take the information regarding the operating system on which that cluster is running, and also the version information of that cluster, send it to the Enterprise DB website, and it will download the list of available third-party tools for your operating systems. And it's quite easy to just select those tools, and the binaries for those tools will be downloaded for your operating system. And this Stack Builder will also help you to install those tools using the wizard. Normally wizards are not available for tools like PGPool or Saloni Application, but Enterprise DB has built those wizards for easy and convenient installation of the third-party tools. And Postgres plus Solution Pack has made this easier by adding Postgres Enterprise Manager, XDB Replication, Migration Toolkit, all these tools at one place, which can be downloaded by the help of Postgres plus Solution Pack. So this Stack Builder is quite easy option for downloading third-party tools, and you should try it out. Let me show you how easy it is to use Stack Builder Plus and install third-party tools. So I'm going to go to the Linux machine here, Applications, PostgreSQL 9.3, Application Stack Builder. So click on it, and the Stack Builder will open. Here you can select the server for which you want to download the third-party tool. I have PostgreSQL 9.3 running on port 5432 right now, and I'm going to use that for which I want to download a tool. Click Next. Now this is going to connect with the Enterprise DB website, send some information regarding the operating system that you're using, and the version of PostgreSQL that is installed. Here you can select the tools. For example, in the add-on, I want to install PG Bouncer. I can select this tool from here. I want to install PG Agent, which is a scheduler. PG Memcache, I can download it from there. I can also download the database drivers. Sometimes it is quite tough to download the sources of the drivers and compile them, and they're not matching with your operating system, so it is always convenient to use Stack Builder Plus for that. You can also download different database servers related with the Postgres. Right now I have 9.2 and 9.3 installed, but I can also install 9.1, 9.0 and 8.4 using the Stack Builder Plus. There are some tools which require registration, and there are trial products given by EnterpriseDB website and given by EnterpriseDB, and those can be downloaded under registration required trial products. Like inside EnterpriseDB solution pack, there is a migration toolkit. Very useful if you want to migrate from other databases to Postgres. PL Secure is one of the important tools that you can use. Update Monitor is there, XDB Replication is there, Postgres Enterprise Manager tools are there, SQL Product is there. All these are registration required, means you need to have a user ID password that you can use, and for that you have to register on enterprisedb.com website. You can also download the application solutions like Saloni, spatial solutions like PostGIS, web development solutions like Apache PHP. So let's take that I want to download my PG-JDBC driver, so I can just select that and download it from there. Or let's say I want to download PG Agent, and I can just select it and it will download that binary and install it also. So if I click next, this will ask for the temp directory where the binaries will be kept for a while. Then click next. It is connecting with the EnterpriseDB. Currently it is downloading that binary for me. So looks like the binary is downloaded. If I want to skip the installation, I can skip, but if I click next, it will actually run the installer for PG Agent, and that will be an wizard. Normally you don't see wizard for PG Agent, but when you're downloading it from Stack Builder Plus or Stack Builder, it will actually show that wizard here. So click next. It will ask that where do you want to keep the PG Agent. So OPT PG Agent, click next. What mode you want to use for that. So let's say simple mode and say next, because I already have PG Agent running on this machine, so that's why it is asking for that. It is asking for the information of the database, which will work as a maintenance database where the repository tables will be stored. So after clicking next and next, you will see that you can install this tool using the wizard, normally which is not done if you download PG Agent sources. And this Stack Builder has made it quite easier for me to install these third-party tools. So that is a demo of Stack Builder Plus. We have completed this preview of PostgreSQL installation. In this preview, I have talked about operating system user and permissions required for installing PostgreSQL, what is the role of the Postgres user account, what are different installation options available for installing PostgreSQL, what is one-click installer, and how you can use it for installation on Linux or Windows environment. As well as at the last, we talked about Postgres Plus Solution Pack or the Stack Builder. With this, we have finished this preview. Thanks for listening to me. If you want some more information on our on-demand trainings, you can visit the link given in this slide, or you can go to www.enterprisedb.com, click on trainings and on demand for more information. Thanks a lot for attending this.
EDB offers a full range of products and services to support the Postgres open source database. That starts with our database server products and our Postgres Plus family, and extends into training certification, professional services, and solution offerings to help our customers succeed in their deployment of Postgres.
What we offer customers is the ability to have an enterprise-class database at a fraction of the cost for what they would typically spend with an alternative proprietary database. What we do at EnterpriseDB is we take PostgresSQL and we add additional features and functionality in the 4 main buckets. Those buckets are additional performance features. So Hints is a good example of a performance feature that is included in Postgres Plus Advanced Server. We do other things with Dynatune, which dynamically tunes the database server for optimal performance. And we also add security enhancements. So PL Secure and SQL Protect are a couple of examples of security features that you'll find in Postgres Plus Advanced Server. We also add a lot of management and tooling features. We offer the Oracle Migration Toolkit, we offer Postgres Enterprise Manager, we offer XDB Replication Server, all kinds of additional tools. And then of course the fourth bucket is our Oracle Compatibility Technology.
In addition to our products, we also provide a full suite of services to help our customers adopt the products successfully, to take the risk out of it, and to really shorten their time to solution. So Global Services today, as its key capabilities, provides training, support, DBA, and professional services. We assemble for every customer a specific enablement program that really looks at their needs, their maturity, and then which pieces of the puzzle do they need to be successful quickly and at very, very low risk. So what we call the Enterprise Enablement Program really looks at, is the customer migrating? Is this a new application? What are their skill sets? And how can we get them from A to B as quickly as possible and with as low risk as possible?
Many of our customers are used to dealing with very large commercial database companies. And the way that those companies tend to go to market and sell their products is basically to try to get as much money as they possibly can out of their customers and lock them in for a long term. Very expensive licensing fees up front, expensive ongoing maintenance fees, and that's hard for customers to take. It's very, very expensive, and it's very complicated. At Enterprise DB, we have heard that, and we work hard to make it very simple for our customers. So rather than a license fee and maintenance fees and upgrades and all those kinds of additional fees that you get with the commercial software, we just have one simple annual subscription fee that includes all of the maintenance, all the support, all the upgrades, everything involved with the software. It's so much easier for customers to understand what their costs are, to budget for that, and it's literally 10% of the price of those commercial databases with the same level of performance capability.